session. This is for setting up of business entities and closure. So this is what we call as the popular SBEC. So good evening, everyone. So I can see Pavitra Sundaram, Pavitra Rangarajan, P. Lakshmi, Sudhakar, Preeti, Ajita, Ranjita. Nice to see all of you on the live session. So this is all about the SBEC. So we'll be doing SBEC, where we'll be understanding today everything about dormant companies. We'll be understanding everything about the dormant companies. So the first thing what I want to ask you is, what is the setting up of business entities and closure? So we are talking about closure, kind of we are coming under the closure. So here we have the concept of active and inactive company. But in the general meaning, what is dormant? You have to first think. Okay. So before that, we just have a small announcement again for people who are new here. For our existing students, please um, ignore this announcement. Sunil is asking, sir, how much you're charging for executive first module? So Sunil, we are having a free counseling. You can call us, you can WhatsApp us on this number 973-973-3400. We'll be able to tell you. But it is not just about charges, Sunil. At Ekcel Academy, charges is always secondary. Please understand, we are going now for the Mission 2021 batch. This is the Mission 2021 batch where we are having complete coaching in English. So this is the announcement before SBEC class. So if you want to clear CS for sure, you need high quality video classes. We'll be giving you the live sessions. We are going to give you live revision classes, daily mentorship program, MCQ, mock exams. All this will be there. You just have to make sure that you will WhatsApp us on 973 973 3400 973 973 3400, and we will give you a call back. We'll give you a call back, Sunil or anybody else. So make sure that you join, because January 31st is the last date for the sale. The offer is going to end. Offer is going to end. No more offer. So if you join by January 31st, that is Sunday night, 12 noon, 12 p.m., then you get the benefit. Otherwise, you don't. Because from February 1st, we are going to start the batch, the live classes, recorded classes. Daily mentorship is your biggest advantage. So every day you're going to have a study mentor. A qualified CS will be a study mentor for you. Nobody is giving this to you. Nobody is giving this to you. Only at Ekcel Academy. A study mentor will be there. From February 1st, the study mentor is going to keep in touch with you and call you and make sure you study really well. That is our commitment. So coming back to dormant company. So this is dormant company. Generally, dormant means what? You're sleeping or you're inactive. So the opposite of active is inactive. So dormant, we can say, is inactive. So when you say dormant company, what are the things that we cover in dormant company? So in dormant company, please understand, the first thing we need to understand is that what is the dictionary meaning of dormant? What is the dictionary meaning? We need to first understand. See, whenever we study any subject, SBEC or something, directly don't go to the exam papers or directly don't go to what is there in the book. First understand simple English. Simple English. What is dormant? Vishal, section 455, that is correct, but let us go with the simple meaning. When we say dormant, what do we get? What is the dictionary result you get? Something that is dormant is not active. So we can say it is not active. Anything, forget company. The very word dormant, what does it mean? First understand that, then we'll understand what is dormant company much later. Something that is dormant is not active or growing, but has the ability to be active at a later time. So that means now it is inactive. Now it is inactive. Dormant. Later. Later means what? What is later? Later means future. Correct? In future, it can be active. In future, it can be active. So please understand that. See, that is why directly if you go to section 455, you don't understand anything. What is the simple English meaning? Something that is dormant is not active or growing, but has the ability to be active at a later time. That is the whole meaning of dormant. See, if you understood the dictionary meaning of dormant, everything else is okay. Has the ability to be active at a later time. Okay. The long dormant volcano has recently shown signs of erupting. That means all of you know volcano, correct? Especially in school science project, everybody does only volcano, correct? And the lava will flow, something like that, correct? So volcano may look dormant, but it can become active. It can become active. So long dormant volcano shows sign of erupting again. Volcano is showing signs of erupting. So when we say dormant, it is not that the company or anything is dead. Dormant simply means that it is not active now and it is going to become active at a later stage. It can become active at a later stage. So I am not dead, I am dormant. So for example, this tree is telling here, I am not dead, I'm dormant. That means it can grow. You can have leaves, correct? You can have leaves to this tree, this plant. It is possible. Then even a flower can come. So first understand what is dormant. First understand what is dormant. Then other things we can do. So dormant we can also say having normal physical functions, but which is suspended or slowed down for a period of time. This is again very important meaning. So first, what did we understand? Dormant means it is not active now. So now it is inactive, but later in a future point of time, it can become active. That is the first thing. Second way of looking at it is having all the physical functions, okay, but it is suspended or it is slowed down for a period of time. Okay, it is in deep sleep for some time, dormant. So in Ramayana, you must be knowing the story of Kumbhakarna, correct? Kumbhakarna in Ramayana. So Kumbhakarna is who? The brother of Ravan, Ravan's brother. What is the story? The story, the concept of Kumbhakarna is what? 6 months he will sleep. He will eat nicely. 6 months he is only going to sleep. Then 6 months he will be awake. So Kumbhakarna is the perfect example to understand dormant. Exactly. So 6 months Kumbhakarna is like dormant company. He is not doing anything. And 6 months he is awake. So he is an active company. This is the simple concept you should understand. So dormant doesn't mean simply that you are sleeping, but you are inactive. So I am not dead, I am dormant. See you soon. That means tomorrow you can become active. That is what you need to understand. Now that you understood dormant, we will go to section 455. We will go to section 455. So before we go to 455, we need to understand why this whole dormant company concept came into picture. Why this whole dormant company concept came into picture. 1956 Act. So we had the Companies Act 1956, correct? This was the act before the present act came into picture. So the Companies Act 1956 did not provide for any dormant company concept. There was no dormant company concept. It was not there. Dormant company concept was not there. 2013 Act that concept has come in section 455. So you should always ask the question as a student, why was this? Why was this? Why was this? That means there was a need in the market. There was a need in the market for concept of dormant company, but 1956 Act did not have. 2013 Act has solved this issue. So how did they solve the issue, or what did they do? We need to look at it. So please understand, the main problem for a company in India is compliance. Once you have a company, it is compliance, right? Tell me some names of very big companies. Just tell me some names of very big companies. Very big companies, you just tell me the name. I have put Reliance Limited. Tell me some other big company names. Infosys, okay. Tata, okay. Then TCS, okay. Then one more name. ITC, okay. Fine. I put 5 companies, big companies names, okay. Now I will put 5 small company names. For example, let us say here Pavitra starts a company. So we'll say Pavitra Solutions Private Limited. Okay. Pavitra Solutions Private Limited. Or Sudhakar Tools Limited. Okay. Who else do I see here? Sri Durga Software. Okay. Sri Durga Software Limited or Private Limited. Then I see Vijendran Machines Private Limited. Okay. Then let us say Arjun Tractors. Okay. Agricultural company. Arjun Tractors Limited. So now all of you know Reliance, Infosys, Tata, TCS, ITC. Please understand this. But these companies, I registered just now. Just now, I only registered all these companies. You just imagine all these companies are registered. Okay. Now, the fact is, Companies Act 2013. The Companies Act 2013 is going to be the same. The Companies Act 2013 is going to be the same for all these companies. Please remember that. Are you getting it? Whatever, the rules is same for everyone, correct? Rules is same for everyone. Everybody has to follow the same rules. Whether you're a Reliance, whether you're a Infosys, Tata, TCS, Pavitra Solutions, Sudhakar Tools, Sri Durga Software, Vijendran Machines, Arjun Tractors, everybody has to follow the same rules. The law is the same. Law is the same. If law is the same, then compliance is the same. The rules and regulations which you have to follow, compliance. Compliance means whether it is the meetings which you are going to conduct, whether it is the forms which you are going to file, the filings which you are going to do, everything is going to be the same. So now what is the problem is, there are very small companies who might not need this. So that is why the answer to your why is, the government said that we need to give a chance where Companies can be dormant for some time. Companies can be dormant for some time. Okay. So when we talk about this, section 455 talks about the dormant company concept, and we have the companies miscellaneous rules 2014. So if anybody asks you what is the law relating to dormant company, everyone says section 455. That is correct, but that is not complete. You should say section 455 first thing. Second, we also have the companies miscellaneous rules 2014. Companies miscellaneous rules 2014. Together, we'll understand about dormant companies. When we say dormant companies, in exam, sometimes they may give us inactive company. Both are the same. Dormant companies are also known as inactive companies. So please make sure you note that. All right. So now, when we say dormant company, why do we need dormant company? Why do we need dormant company? Okay. First, please understand what is it. The question is, what is a dormant company? It is an inactive company as per the registrar of companies. As per ROC, it is an inactive company which is carrying out any business activity. It is an inactive company. A company can become dormant after registration or after few years of its incorporation. That means the company can be dormant. But please remember one thing before I even go ahead. Dormant company status you can have for 5 years. Like Kumbhakarna, 6 months is going to sleep. You can't say I will be dormant company forever. Can you be dormant company forever? The answer is no. You can be a dormant company for 5 years at the most. 5 years at the most. So a company can become dormant immediately after its registration or after few years of incorporation. So anytime you can take the dormant company advantage. Now you will ask me the question, sir, why should we take dormant company, or why should we even register a company when we want to make it dormant? That is really time waste and money waste, no sir, you'll say. But here, please understand one thing. See, if you want to hold an asset or an intellectual property, then dormant company is the best if you want to hold an asset or intellectual property. So let us say, for example, there is a person in Australia and he has a brand in Australia. Okay, let us say he has a brand in Australia which is related to furniture brand. Now he wants to open in India. Okay, he wants to open in India after 5 years. After 5 years, he wants to open in India. I hope you are following. So he is in Australia. He has a furniture company. He wants to open in India after 5 years. But for 5 years, he wants to protect his IPR, intellectual properties. What is his IPR? It could be trademark. It could be copyright. Correct? It could be any patent. Now he says, I want to protect this in India. So what Indian government will say, if you want to protect trademark, copyright, patent in India, you should have some registration. You should have a company in India. But if you have a company in India, even if you don't do business, what was Companies Act 1956 telling? Once you're a company in India, you should follow all the rules and regulations, whether it is meetings, whether it is registers, whether it is forms, whether it is different filings. So if you're a person in Australia, you'll think, I don't want to do business in India for 5 years, or I want to do after 5 years, or after 3 years, or after 1 year, whatever. But I want to protect my assets. So government was telling there is no option. So that is why enter dormant company. So dormant company will not do any business, but it can hold assets. It can hold assets like what? Like all your intellectual property. Now, just for example, so what is this? Nike. For example, so Nike, this is the brand. of Nike. Suppose Nike wants to protect itself in India and it doesn't want to do business. For example, of course, Nike is already doing business, but I'm giving you example. That time they could have held the assets in India if the dormant company concept was there. But now, sorry, before it was not there, now it is there. So this is something which we need to know. Dormant company offers excellent advantage for promoters who want to hold asset or intellectual property under the corporate shield for its usage at a later stage. So very important point. So if you are a foreign company or Indian company, I just gave Australia example so that you remember. It could be Australia, India, whatever. But more or less what used to happen is the foreign companies used to have this problem. They have asked for dormant company status. They have asked for dormant company status. So foreign companies or foreign companies, we can tell foreign brands, they don't want to start in India for some time, but they want to protect their asset in India. They did not have a solution. So that is why government introduced section 455. All right. So dormant company status is a new phenomenon in Companies Act, and it is an excellent tool for keeping assets of the company for future usage. For future usage. Dormant company may either be public company, okay, or a private company or OPC. Now, please remember one thing. As I told you, any company, if you want dormant status, you can take it provided you satisfy the conditions. We'll come to that later. But first thing you need to understand is that, see here, having physical functions which is going to be suspended for some time. That is one meaning. Another thing what we understood, it has become the ability, it has the ability to become active at a later stage. Okay, that is the meaning we understand. That is why I told meaning you please understand in a proper manner. See here, same thing they are telling here in the concept. Dormant company is a new phenomenon. Okay, it is an excellent tool for keeping assets in the company for the future usage. Okay, so for future usage, you are getting a legal protection. What is the important thing of section 455? It is a legal protection. See, before what used to happen is, because dormant company status was not there, because the dormant company status was not there, what is the concept is, before, because dormant company status was not there, people had to register a company. You only think, now you think yourself, you want to just protect your trademark. You want to just protect your trademark. Okay. So you have to register a company, plus you have to do the complete compliance. So this is the problem. This is the problem. So now that problem will not be there. Okay. So this is very important. And also one more important thing is future project. What is the meaning of future project? Future project. So you're just doing research now, but you want to start the project tomorrow. Even then, dormant company is useful. Or let us say you want to take a break. Your company wants to take a break. It does not want to do business for 3 years. Then after 3 years, it wants to restart. Even in such a scenario, dormant company is useful. Okay. Vijendran Rao says, I couldn't join class. This is more useful. Thanks. So Vijendran, this is just one class on YouTube. We don't have all the classes because we are having the sale, and the sale is ending. The sale is ending on January 31st. So if you want the classes, make sure you join by then, because February 1st, we are going to start an amazing batch which will have daily mentorship, and you'll have a study mentor who is a company secretary who is going to mentor you every day. So I don't want you guys to miss it. I want you to do very well in your June or December exams. Okay, great. Now coming back to this, for a future project also you can do it. So when we say dormant company, defunct company, we need to know some concepts. First thing is inactive company. So inactive companies, it is not carrying on any business operations. So there is no business. And it has not made any significant accounting transaction. Significant accounting transaction. Please remember this. This you have to remember very well. Okay? Please type in the comments. Please type in the chat. Significant accounting transaction. You should never forget. When you say dormant company, 455 section has to come to your mind, and the concept of significant accounting transaction should come to your mind. Okay? And you have not filed the financial statements for last 2 financial years. So inactive company is a company which has not filed annual filings. Annual filings is not filed. So now the most important thing, even for exam, I have seen this question. They ask, we say inactive company means which does not have any significant accounting transaction. Correct? A company which does not have any significant accounting transaction. So what is significant accounting transaction? So please understand, all transactions, all transactions except all transactions except for payment of fees by a company to the registrar, payments made by company to fulfill requirements of this act, allotment of shares to fulfill the requirements of this act, and payments for maintenance of the office and records. So what does this mean? Except this four, everything else is all transactions except the four will we call it as a significant accounting transaction. See, don't by heart this. Please try to understand. So what they're telling is significant accounting transaction meaning is very simple. Are you doing business? Simple. If you are doing business, means you have a significant accounting transaction. Please understand. If you are not doing business, you don't have significant accounting transaction. But if you're not doing business also, you have to do some basic things. Even if you're a dormant company, some basic things you have to do. When you pay government fees to ROC, when you pay government fees to ROC, or if you have to follow the law, simple, or if you have to allot the shares, or if you want to do anything related to maintenance of the office and records. So if you're paying some small rent for some office, okay, then you're keeping all the records in one place. So for that you may have to hire some company secretary, and for that company secretary you may give fees. That does not become business. That is not business. Renting an office and giving company secretary fees for maintenance of the office and the records and compliance, that is not a business. Business means core thing. You should have either some kind of service, or you should have some kind of manufacturing. That becomes a business, and that is what will be a significant accounting transaction. So what does it mean? Everything except these four is a significant accounting transaction. Everything except this four. Because you only please put yourself in the shoes of a person who is having a dormant company. Now let us say you are a dormant company. Let us say in the examples I gave here, let us go here. Pavitra Solutions Private Limited is our first dormant company. Sudhakar Tools is our second dormant company. Sri Durga Software is our third dormant company. Vijendran Machines is our fourth dormant company. And Arjun Tractors is our fifth dormant company. Now, if you guys are the owner of a dormant company, why did you make a dormant company? First thing is because you don't want to follow the hundreds and what do you say rules of Companies Act 2013. You don't want to comply with everything of Companies Act. That is why you want to take a break. That is why you are taking dormant. Now, if I tell you have to do everything, that doesn't make sense. So please understand, when we say significant accounting transaction, you are paying ROC fees or you are complying with the law somewhere, or you're allotting the shares of that company, or you're maintaining the office, this is not your business, and that is why it is not a significant accounting transaction. So any transaction made by the company except the following four transactions is significant accounting transaction. Did you understand? If yes, please let me know in the chat or comments. If yes, let me know. Okay. So if a company made above mentioned transaction in the last 2 years, then also the company will fall under the definition of inactive company. So that is a very crucial thing for you to understand. Now the next question is, sir, okay, sir, now we understood the dictionary meaning, what is dormant. Now, how do I become a dormant company? How do I become a dormant company? Next question. So broadly, there are two methods for you. If you want to become a dormant company, broadly, there are two methods for you. Obtaining dormant status. How? Now, if you are there, you always think in the angle that you are the owner, director of that company. The first option is suo moto. Suo moto means own action or own motion. Own action, own motion. Suo moto. Second one is the ROC can make you a dormant company. When ROC gives you a notice, if you are not complying with the law, so basically what happens? First, the company itself can apply and say we want to go for dormant company status. The second one is not company's wish. That is, if the company does not comply, then the government will make the company as dormant. That is dangerous. Government will make the company as dormant. That will become dangerous. Okay. So company by itself will obtain the status of dormant in first option. So for that we have something called as MSC1. This is the form. You need to file this form. Where should you file? Registrar of Companies, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Registrar of Companies, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. So if you file there, then you get the suo moto application. Dormant by ROC. If company has not filed the financials, okay, for 2 financial years consecutively, that is 2017-18, 2018-19, this is 2 consecutive years. 2019-20. Suppose company did not file 17-18, it filed 18-19, it did not file 19-20. This is not consecutive. Consecutive is continuous years. So if a company has not filed financial statement or annual return for 2 financial years, so what is financial statements? Form AOC 4, okay, balance sheet, P&L, etc. What is annual return? Form MGT 7. That is your annual return. So registrar may issue a notice to such company and enter the name of that company in the register called Dormant Companies Register. Okay. So what is consecutive? Continuous 2 years. If company has not filed, then ROC may go for the notice to close the company to consider the company as a dormant company. So please understand one thing. This is not compulsory. ROC, just because you did not file for 2 consecutive years, ROC will not send it to you, or ROC does not have to send it. ROC may send it to you. ROC may send it to you. All right. So when we look at section 455, when we look at dormant company status, maximum period for which a company can have dormant company status is 5 years. You cannot say I'll have dormant company status 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. You can't go on saying that. Maximum is 5 years. 5 years is the maximum. Maximum period for which company can be dormant status is 5 consecutive years. 5 consecutive years. So after 5 years, again you can become active. Then again you can become inactive. So that is possible. So a company can be active, then it can become dormant, then again it can become active, again it can become dormant. There is no restriction. But please remember, this is very much theory. Practically, I have not seen many companies do like this in my practice. I'm in practice for almost 10.5 years now, but no. Technically, for exam purpose, you can say company can be active, then become dormant, can again become active, can again become dormant. But whenever it is dormant, every time it can be dormant maximum 5 continuous years, 5 consecutive years. Are you getting it? Sir, when will CS professional new syllabus module to coaching start? Geeta, in February first week we are starting. Now we are having the uh, what do you say, January, and January 31st we are ending with the sale for executive. So as I told you, I'll just show it to you. So for CS executive, this is, we are in the mission to June 2021 CS executive batch. So for that, last day for admission is Jan 31st. Then from February we will be taking CS professional, Geeta, don't worry. We have coaching for CS EET, CS executive, CS professional, and we are planning some more very interesting things very shortly. Okay, got it. So that is possible. You can become active, dormant, active, dormant. It is possible. Company cannot be in dormant status for more than 5 years. All right, this is something we need to understand. If a company fails to comply with requirement of 455, then the registrar can strike off the name of the company from the dormant companies. What is the meaning of if the company does not fulfill with the requirements? Very, very simple. The company should not have significant accounting transactions. Simple. So what is it? Company should not have any significant accounting transaction when they are dormant. Okay. Now let us say, for example, 2018 to 2020, some company wants to be dormant. Okay. And it applied and it got the registration also. They applied MSc1 and they got the status from ROC. Okay. But in this 2018 to 2020, there should be no significant accounting transaction, because if you make a significant accounting transaction, then you lose your dormant company status, because the very word dormant is, we are giving you permission to do lesser compliance. What is dormant? In very simple words, what is dormant company? Let us try to understand in very simple words what is dormant company. Please remember one very simple thing. Dormant company, in very simple words, is lesser compliance, lesser headache, lesser paperwork. So when we are giving you that privilege, you cannot break your promise of not having a significant accounting transaction. Sir, can a company become dormant in the same year in which it has become active, which was dormant? Preeti, technically yes. Technically yes. Practically no. You have to write an exam also. You can, if at all you want to write, you can tell. Technically yes. If you just read Companies Act, you read section 455. Preeti, the answer to your question is yes. But practically, when you deal with ROC, you file the forms, they'll tell yes, they'll say why, they'll not accept your application. So practically, the answer is no. Okay? But technically, as per Act, yes, it is possible for Preeti. Okay? Now, we look at what is the procedures. What is the procedure? So first you need to call a board meeting. So once you call the board meeting, then you should pass a resolution where you want to apply for dormant company status. Okay. Then you need to get an auditor statement. So first is resolution, second one is auditor statement. Then you should hold the extraordinary general meeting or annual general meeting, as the case may be. Then in that meeting you should pass a special resolution. So what is the process? First is you have a board meeting. First step is always board meeting in anything related to Companies Act. Then you get the auditor financial position of the company. There is no significant accounting transaction, all these things. Then you call the shareholders meeting, that is EGM or AGM. There you pass a special resolution. Then you file two forms. Form number MGT 14 for the special resolution, plus form number MSc 1. It is MSc, miscellaneous 1 with ROC. So when you file it, you will give the special resolution, then your statement of affairs, auditor's statement, declaration by director, everything else you will tell that yes, we want to be dormant. So basically, what are you telling? The director is telling we want to be a dormant company. In the simple words, that is what the directors are telling. On being satisfied with the merits of the application, ROC will issue a certificate. That certificate is called MSc 2. So if you are a dormant company, the question is, how will you know if you are a dormant company? What is the proof? What is the proof that you are a dormant company? So if somebody tells you we are a dormant company, you will ask them the proof. What proof you'll ask them? You'll tell, show me MSc 2, because this is the certificate saying that this is a dormant company status. So what is form MSc 1? It is the application to ROC to ask for dormant status. MSc 2, it is the ROC. ROC gives certificate. The certificate is called as MSc 2. Okay. Then we have MSc 3. I'll come to that. So this is what we need to understand. So in short, what is happening? Whatever I told you, call the board meeting, then make sure that you pass the resolutions there. Call the shareholders meeting, make sure you pass the resolution there. Then you file MGT 14. Then you're filing MSc 1. Then once you file MSc 1, you will get the certificate in MSc 2. All right. So these are the important things. So prerequisites, you should not be what do you say? You should not have any problems with the law. That means you should not have any inspection, inquiry, investigation, pending case, prosecution. All this should not be there. That is quite common sense. Otherwise, they won't give you the dormant status. So dormant company, the main advantage is you can have only 2 board meetings. So you can have 2 board meetings. That means January to June, you can have 1 board meeting. July to December, you can have the 2nd board meeting. 1st and 2nd board meeting. For other companies, you need to have 4 board meetings. For dormant company, has only 2 board meeting. Normal company has 4 board meeting. So that is a lesser compliance. Okay. Dormant company is not required to include cash flow statement. Rotation of auditor is not applicable to dormant company. Dormant company has less compliance cost. So you have less cost. That is the main advantage. Yes. And it can protect its corporate assets. You can protect the assets like what? Trademark, patent, copyright, all of this. Companies can enjoy the status of dormant company for 5 consecutive years at a time. So these are the advantages for dormant company. Again, sometimes you get for 3 marks. Hope you're getting it. So what is the compliance for dormant companies? Very, very minimal. So you need just 2 directors. Then MSc 3. You don't have to file multiple forms. You just have to file 1 return every year. That is MSc 3. Number of board meetings only 2. So all these advantages you are having for a dormant company, and this is very, very advantageous, and there are a lot of companies which are obtaining dormant company status. So here I was telling you what is from MSc 1, application to ROC to become dormant. MSc 2, ROC gives the certificate. MSc 3, so this is called as the annual return. Normal company has to file MGT 7, AOC 4, but dormant company has to file only MSc 3. Now, you want to become active to dormant company, you file MSc 4. Now, if you want to become dormant to active, dormant back to active. You're a dormant company, you want to go back to active. That is MSc4. That is the application form. And the certificate which you get, dormant to active. So you get a certificate from ROC. What does this certificate say? That the company is now active. That is Form MSc5. So these 5 things you should remember. Forms. MSc1 is application to ROC. MSc2 is your certificate saying that now you are a dormant company. MSc3 is every year you have to file only 1 annual return and not 2 forms for other companies. That is MSc3. MSc4 is dormant back to active. And MSc5 is your certificate to say that you are an active company now. So these are the forms which you should know. So this is the entire concept relating to dormant companies. Anybody has any doubts? Anybody has any doubts relating to this dormant company? So please understand, a dormant company can be a company which can become active, which can again become inactive for 5 consecutive years at a time for inactive. So you can keep on changing active to dormant, dormant to active. So technically you can change, but practically I have not seen any company changing it. But anyway, for your information, you can keep it. So you guys have any more questions? Do you have any more questions? Do you have any more questions? Active to dormant. Okay. Let us look at it. So active to dormant, form number MSc1. Dormant to active, form number MSc4. Okay. Vijendran. So these 5 forms you remember. Anyway, this video is going to be on YouTube. You can watch it multiple times. So that was the dormant company related concepts. Again, just the announcement to end the class. CS Executive Mission June 2021. If you're already a Ekcel Academy student, please ignore this. But for anyone else new, or if your friends are there, the last date to register is Jan 31st. The sale is ending. There will be no more sales after Jan 31st, because February 1st we are starting the batch called as Mission June 2021. This is our batch where we'll be giving you high quality video classes which is recorded, and live classes, then live revision, then daily mentorship program, then we're going to give MCQ and the mock test, and most importantly you're going to get a study mentor who is going to be a company secretary and guide you in your studies in our exclusive Telegram group. So don't miss it. 973-973-3400. You can WhatsApp us. We are going to give you a free counseling on how you can do well in your June 2021 exam. So that was the concept of dormant company. If there is any more questions, I'm ready. Sir, if ROC order to obtain dormant status, is the procedure same? I mean forms. No. If ROC orders, then there is no form. ROC will send you a notice, and if your reply is not satisfactory, they will make you dormant. That's all. What I told you, Preeti, is about if the company is applying. Okay. Did you understand, Preeti? If ROC sends you notice and if your reply to the notice is not satisfactory to ROC, then they will just tell you, sorry, we are going to make you dormant. There is no forms and all that time, because it is ROC action. If you go suo moto, then we come to form number MSc1. Okay, great. So thank you very much for joining, guys. Hope you understood this very well. We will be closing this, and please do stay in touch with Ekcel Academy. I hope you are watching our World of Company Secretaries. Are you watching World of Company Secretaries interview show. We are getting top company secretaries. We got Sujay Menon from Dubai. Then we got Sundareshan sir, who's with 30 years experience. Then we got Arjun, who is Biocon company secretary. Then next Monday for all the ladies, we are getting world number one pharma company, Pfizer. World number one pharma company, Pfizer. So Pfizer India's company secretary is a wonderful lady, CS Vedavati. So that ma'am's interview is on Monday. Please don't miss it. Every Monday 7 p.m. we are going to give it. Sir, can I join in Feb first week? Vijayendran Rao. No, you can't join because the batch is closing on Jan 31st. And after from Feb first week, we are not doing any sale or anything. We are just concentrating on mission June 2021. We are going to do the live sessions. We are going to do the mentorship. We are going to have a study mentor, live revision. It's only academics. No more sales from our side from February 1st. So make sure by Sunday you should join Vijayendran Rao. And if you have any doubts, Vijayendran, you can just go to our WhatsApp number 973-973-3400. Tomorrow they will call you. Okay. Hope you guys understood. Okay, great people. Thanks a lot for joining. And I will be closing this session right now. We will be in touch. Make sure you watch it. And also, please, Wednesday, 7 p.m., nobody is watching. We are getting great lawyers and great professionals to discuss practical side of law. Recently, we did Why Should a Company Secretary Know Criminal Law? Very few people have watched it. You guys have to watch it. We want you to be professional, not just exam, okay? Anything else you need, you let us know. With that, I'm ending the session. Have a great evening. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll be having a live class for security laws and capital markets. Have a good night.